Hi, everybody. I'm Melinda Gallant, and I want to welcome you to another Cape Conversations. Oh, we got a good one today. It's about education, about some special education and some fun camps that go on at Mass Maritime. So come along. Let's have another Cape Conversations. Hi, everybody. I'm Melinda Gallant. I've got a great couple of people sitting with me today on Cape Conversations. It is Hope and Steve from Cape Cod Collaborative. Welcome to Cape Conversations.
Thank you for having us.
So tell me all about yourselves. No, I'll start with you, Steve.
Okay.
I'll start with Steve because Hope is the head honcho.
Yeah, I know.
We'll leave the head honcho for last.
Okay.
So, Steve, I met you through Facebook, didn't I?
We did.
I wrote to you because you had put out a thing about you were looking for somebody to teach improv.
That's correct.
And I thought, heck, I teach improv. So I reached out to Steve for the program that you run, which is called, and I never get it straight.
It's called the Advanced Studies and Leadership Program. And it's a STEM-based program. It's an educational program that's run in partnership with the Massachusetts Maritime Academy. This year, we just finished our 21st year, so we've been around for a while.
Yeah, I guess you have. And I got to be a teacher.
That's correct.
It was an experience for me, my first time experience. I've taught kids before, like, for a workshop at a library or those kinds of things. I mostly teach adults improv.
Yeah.
So, and mostly it's for mindfulness, but with kids, my gosh, they're so fast.
Yeah. These are very, very special kids. It's a residential program. It's 13 nights, 14 days. For these kids, a lot of them, it's the longest they've ever been away from home.
I had one leave because they were homesick.
That manifests itself, obviously, in the first couple of days of the program. But the kids themselves are all high-achieving, very, very bright young guys and gals. And they are invited to apply to the program. You just don't sign up for it. And we rely on guidance counselors, teachers, and our district liaisons to pick the kids that they choose to apply to the program. And then we vet it even a little bit further when the applications come in.
That's great.
So this year, I just want to get this out there, we had 219 kids on the first day. That's the largest ASLP class in the history of the program.
I had 22.
Yeah.
I lost one, so 21.
They were big. But on the final day, on the graduation and commencement, we had 215 kids that walked across the stage and got there.
Wow.
So there was only 4 kids that didn't complete the program.
That's great.
So it was a great year.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And Hope, you oversee all of Cape Cod Collaborative. What do you do?
If you ask my kids, they'll say I just sit in meetings all day and watch YouTube. That's what they say. But no, I am the very proud executive director of Cape Cod Collaborative. For those of you who don't know, Cape Cod Collaborative, all collaboratives, there are 24 in Massachusetts. We are public school districts made up of public school districts.
Oh,
and
cool.
we take, we have 20 member districts currently, all of the Cape, the islands, Plymouth and Wareham. And we provide services, special education services, transportation services that we can provide in a cost-effective way that districts wouldn't be able to do on their own. So, for example, if, we do the busing for Mashpee, for Bourne, for Nantucket, we can hire the staff, train the staff, run the program cheaper than Nantucket could do it on their own.
Okay, my question is, so what kids do you service?
All kids. It depends on the program. Our educational programming is all for students with disabilities.
Okay, that's what I was,
But our transportation is for everyone.
Really?
Our ASLP program is for students who fall in the gifted range. So
you got both.
Yeah, we really serve the district's drive what we do. So whatever they have a need for, we figure out a way to make it happen. And I came into the collaborative in January. I was the assistant superintendent in Mashpee for the 8 years before. So I've seen the collaborative on both sides.
I knew that in the back of my head somewhere. I don't know why I knew. I mean, I knew it. You became the assistant super after I left Mashpee Commons.
Yes.
The Mashpee Commons, did all kinds of things, to help out the school system as much as we could when I was there.
Yeah, we actually had a store in Mashpee Commons for a very long time that now has become a mobile store, but the hashtag We Are Mashpee store. And Mashpee is a member of Cape Cod Collaborative, so I've been able to see what the collaborative can do on both sides. So from the district perspective, I also am a very proud parent of 2 ASLP graduates.
Oh my goodness.
My stepdaughter was in the program when it was 3 weeks long, and they went home on weekends. And then my son, who is now a junior, was the first class to go straight through without coming home on the weekends. Yeah. And both of my kids, who completed the program, actually Rowan went twice, they came out so different than they came in, so much more confident. They had never been away from home before.
Yeah.
I thought I would be getting the call.
Yeah.
They both came out with just this confidence and poise that was really remarkable. So as an employee, I feel very proud to be a participant in this program. But as a parent, oh my goodness, it was life-changing for them.
Let me add this. My own 2 daughters went through the program.
Oh my gosh.
This is quite a long time ago. My oldest daughter went through in 2005. To this day, she still keeps in touch with the friends that she made at ASLP. She's married. She's off for their own career in Boston.
Didn't she just get married?
She just got married.
I heard about that.
Just bought a house.
It was like in the newspapers.
It was. And then my other daughter went through the program quite a long time ago, too, and she's now a registered nurse. She also keeps in touch with the friends that she made
Oh,
at
that's
ASLP.
great.
So pretty proud of the program.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
For me personally, I've been involved with the program since almost 20 years now, I believe. And it's interesting because it was an additional duty that I had because I'm retired from the Massachusetts Maritime Academy.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was there, I had a role in ASLP. And then as luck would have it, coincidentally in 2022 when I was retiring, at the time I was the on-site director, the guy that stays there day in, day out. The current program director was retiring. And I was retiring from Mass Maritime. They said, hey, you interested in staying on board and becoming the program director? I said, sure.
Thank
goodness. Yeah, it sounds like a good, it's been a good retirement.
A good gig, I would say.
But you know what? The program is what it is because of Steve. Steve lives, breathes, and is the ASLP.
Oh, he does.
Program.
He definitely does.
And it's happening. I mean, the program runs in July, but we're already planning for next year.
Sure.
He was in my office yesterday when I got back from a meeting planning with our business manager. So he is really the force behind the excellence that is ASLP.
Well, what I found was the kids themselves were, I mean, obviously they were all smart as whips. I mean, really smart.
Yeah.
And clever. They were very, very clever. And they were anxious. Now, I got them after lunch. So we had a lot of trips to the bathroom, right?
Yep.
And, but they weren't down. You know how you eat lunch and sometimes you feel they were all up and ready to go, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And if I ever did it again or I didn't do it again, whatever would happen, I would recommend anybody who could teach in this way, in this capacity with these kids.
Yeah.
You'd be crazy not to. Yeah, I mean, seriously.
It's funny, though. You said you didn't work with kids before, and you jumped right into middle school.
I know. It's just like, oh my God.
Middle school ended up it being my favorite, but it's not for everybody. So good job.
I know. And they're trying themselves, but I had first of all, I had 3 kids. And I always laugh. And my daughter, who's now who has her PhD, she works for a big company now, but she used to be a college professor. I always say she didn't talk to me till from the age of 16 to 21, which is not true, but they're kids,
Yeah.
and I had 6 grandsons. And 2 of them, I live here on the Cape. So I was fortunate enough to the 2 that live here on the Cape, we took a lot of care of them.
Yeah.
I was laughing. They said, 2 girls would come up and say, can we go to the restroom? No, one can go. The other,
See, you knew what you were doing.
I know.
It's like, no. I know what you're undue. No. And it was nothing nefarious.
No.
It was
They're
just
kids.
kids. Just kids being kids. But it was truly, I would highly recommend it for anyone.
I will tell you that in the first couple of days of the program, the kids are feeling themselves out. They're not, they don't know that many people outside of their own school districts. Within about 5 days, the volume in the program goes up incredible. The next following week, that's when we really got to keep an eye on them because they've become very familiar with each other. Yeah, it's the program. It's very clever the way we run it in that we split the kids up. Kids from Barnstable will not be with kids from other Barnstable kids or with Falmouth kids. So we get them out of their comfort circle. And that seems to work. The same thing when we house them in the dormitory rooms. They won't be rooming with a friend from Barnstable. They're going to be rooming with a student from another school district and stuff like that. One thing to mention about the program, too, is it's so popular, we don't really have to advertise. Wow. We rely on word of mouth from the kids themselves. Our district liaisons are fantastic. And then also the teachers and the principals and the school superintendents. So the advertising piece is really very, very simple.
Oh, that's terrific.
And we're super grateful to Mass Maritime because they fully support the partnership that we have with them. Their president, President McDonald, has been just such an advocate for this program. And so I just want to make sure we thank them as well. It couldn't happen without them.
Let's face it. It's to their advantage. I mean, seriously, folks. I mean, some of these kids don't even know what a Mass Maritime is, would never have it on their radar screen to go to school there. And even if they get a small percentage interested, maybe not all of them are going to say, oh, I want to go to Mass Maritime because I went to camp there. A small percentage will, and a small percentage will get in. And that just adds to them.
Which leads me into a really good, quick story. Just a few years ago, at the Mass Maritime Academy, I was the Commandant of Cadets, so I oversaw the regiment. The number one cadet at Mass Maritime Cadet is the regimental commander. The number two cadet at Mass Maritime is the regimental executive officer. For the first time in the history of the academy, both of those positions were filled by young women, qualified young women.
Wonderful.
They were exceptional. But more importantly to me is they were both ASLP alumni. Out of the two top spots, and the first time that they had both the top leadership were young women, so fantastic.
Well, what's wonderful to me is there is no I know we're not supposed to be talking about diversity and all those things now, but I will say I saw both men and women. I mean, it was summer there, so there weren't a lot of cadets around, but the ones I saw that were there that were bringing people in, I mean, it was equal, men and women. And, of course, all of them were, yes, ma'am, no, no, ma'am. You bring in the class and, you make sure you come back at such and such. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. That's one of the things that makes the program so successful is the cadets that are our counselors that spend 2 weeks in the summer working with all these young kids.
Sure.
I'm kind of the old guy that's kind of behind the curtain all the time. So I try to keep the young faces out there with the kids for the most part for everything. But I just wanted to go back to something. I hope it mentioned Fran McDonald, the current president. Mass Maritime, we're the only game in town for that 2 weeks. They open up the entire campus and the support that we receive across the board.
Which,
everything.
by the way, has more building going on than anywhere I've ever seen. Holy smokes!
No, it is. It's right now. Just to talk about Mass Maritime, I think they've got the largest freshman class in the history of the school going through right now as we speak. For the most part.
Amazing. Totally amazing.
President McDonald. He was one of the first to start this program back when he was oversaw the admissions department. So he's got a really vested interest, and you've been fantastic in terms of supporting us.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so we got a great partnership, and then having worked there for so many years myself, it helps a lot. It makes things a lot easier for me.
Well, and I had the best spot. It was air conditioned, and it was the auditorium.
Oh, nice.
So it was at his little stage, although I had to tell them, don't touch the piano, don't touch this. But other than that, it was great. They did knock off the front of the stage. There was a piece of molding or something. I said, oh my God, I'm going to get in trouble for this one. But anyway, it was it was, again, a delightful experience.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't. I feel like I should write you a letter so that you could use it to entice other people to teach there.
Well, we will take it. If you want to write a letter, we would love to receive it.
So wonderful.
We're very proud of the program. And one of the best days is the graduation day when the parents come. And the difference in the kids from when they arrive to when they graduate, it's really mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So it's
Well, and what I find interesting is there was a young woman a girl, and I'm thinking she was probably going into 8th grade. I don't know for sure. And she was having issues. I mean, she had issues clear up till our end of our part of the program, our little show that we all put on. And, she got through it. But every day she would come in and she had tears in her eyes, and are you okay? And she goes, yeah, I just, I miss my mom and dad. And, and of course I always laugh because my children would go off to camp. They never missed us at all. In fact, I don't know.
But look at the resilience that she practiced during those 2 weeks, right?
Unbelievable growth for her.
Right.
And she was so quiet, and she was in this class. I thought, oh, she's gonna want to get out of this and go to something else. And she didn't. She stuck it out, and she did well, and she did really well. And the other thing too is what I noticed is there were 3 improv teachers. One was younger. 2 of them were younger than certainly I am, but we all had different methods of working with the kids, and yet the product was all the same.
Yeah.
That's
they
cool.
all did their little thing, and our shows were all our little stints of our 15 minutes of fame. They were all very different. However, that said, it was you could just see that we all had the same basics, and that's what was so important that the kids learn.
Something else about the program that I love is that it's a STEM-based program, but they infuse the humanities in the afternoons with the arts. So with improv, with music, with I think Gabe did.
You guys have a band. You had a band
because they're super talented kids there.
And there was a guy in the back, a tall kid, and I don't think he's ever been in a band before, but he played. He did the timpani, but it was like he did the triangle and something, and he was watching the director intently because he didn't want to screw up.
Right.
He was I was just amazed.
It amazes me how fast they come together, the band. Like just within a few days, I'll be sitting and I'll be listening. I'm like, wow, that sounds really, really good.
No, they were terrific.
The band room was right down the hall from where my office is located, so I can hear them.
It was terrific.
But at ASLP, just a snapshot. The day starts at 6:30 in the morning. If we have motivated students in the program, they want to get up earlier than that and go exercise, run around the campus and do.
Not my kids.
Well, you'd be surprised how many of these kids like to do that. So
sure.
But the day the typical day starts at 6:30. It goes until 10 o'clock at night.
Wow.
And we try to keep them going and going.
Busy.
And going. Yeah, throughout the day. But there's really 4 phases in the course of the day. In the morning, we have the STEM classes. In the STEM classes themselves, all of the teachers in those, almost all of them, faculty at Mass Maritime Academy. And again, the academy opens up everything. We use the simulators, all the classrooms, the labs, everything that we need.
And that simulator is very
cool.
I got to do a Cape conversation there with your last.
Yeah.
What do you call the high up guy? The commandant?
That would be the president.
The president. Yeah, that's who I did it with. And we went on the simulator. They said, okay, you can drive it. And I ran into the side of the canal. So I stopped.
Yeah.
So
all the kids in the course of the program get a chance to get to the simulator.
Cool. It is so
So we have the STEM courses in the morning, and then we have what we call the early afternoon activities, and those are the humanities classes. Improv, we have 3 sections of it because it's just so popular.
Yeah.
And most of the improv teachers are K through 12 teachers.
Yeah, except for me.
Except for you. And then later in that we have what we call the late afternoon activities, in which it's small group stuff. And that's where the leadership piece comes in, the social skills, and where the kids really bond. And what we do is we break the entire student body into 8 groups. We call them pods.
Mhm.
And they compete against each other. They have
Nice.
flags. They have a,
Oh, yeah. I
yeah,
saw
that
the
kind.
flags.
But
Yeah,
it's just
fun.
and then in the afternoon we have it's a round robin of a whole group of different activities.
Oh, that's terrific.
And I'm going somewhere with this story. Then at night we have all hands in Admiral's Hall, and we'll have lecture. Somebody will come in and talk about an interesting topic. This year we had a man that come in and talks. He searches for Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah?
With a gorilla in the woods.
Yeah. I know what Bigfoot is.
He is
It's not a gorilla.
whatever.
It's
Whatever.
a man with a lot of hair
He was very well.
in a Sasquatch.
It's loosely related.
Yeah.
But it's just a variety of stuff. With him, the only thing I said to him, don't be scaring the kids.
Yeah.
But then we also have a magician that comes in. We also have
I
a
heard
mad
about the
scientist. And just to go back to a quick story about how bright these kids are. This wasn't this year. This was a year ago. We had a colonel from Pave Paws, the top secret Air Force thing.
Oh, yeah. Space Force.
Yeah, they came in and talked to the kids. And this particular colonel was probably one of the smartest guys I've ever met. And he had more degrees than a thermometer. I mean, It just was. And he taught at the Air Force Academy, and he goes around and he lectures. So I said to him, just be prepared. These kids ask a lot of questions. He kind of looked at me, yeah, no problem. And then when it was over with, he said to me, I've done this presentation a dozen times at MIT, in a lot of the Ivy League schools, at the Naval Academy. Never once have I ever been stumped. He goes, I got stumped, not once, but by 3 times by these.
Oh, my gosh.
I tried to tell you that.
Yeah.
But it was really, really good.
That's great. Well, Cape Cod Collaborative overall. So what, I know you do other things besides buses, and then you teach both kids, challenged kids, and you teach.
So the students who come to our programs, 2 programs, we have the STAR program in Osterville and Waypoint Academy in South Yarmouth. All of the kids who come to us come through the IEP process, which is through special education.
Okay.
For a variety of reasons. And so we are public day schools. So they are continuing to receive all of the same type of instruction that traditional schools offer, but we provide the special education in a way that's unique to Collaborative.
So that's what you do in that building in Osterville?
That's in Osterville, and we have another building that we house a program in South Yarmouth.
Oh, okay.
It's the BSU building on 28 across from the police barracks.
Oh, okay.
And so that program is for kids grades 6 and up, and STAR program in Osterville is K to some of our kids stay with us till they're 22. And but we're also very proud this year. We're celebrating our 50th anniversary of the Collaborative. Yep, 1975. The Collaborative opened, and we have served. I don't have the number, but I mean, probably tens and tens of thousands of children.
That's
maybe more over the 50 years. There are just so many opportunities, I think, for the Collaborative to serve the area. And so one of the things we're doing this year that we're very excited about in celebrating our 50th is expanding our planning to how can we better serve the community around us. So Sandwich, so Bourne, so Nauset, so Provincetown. What do you need, and how can we be the folks that provide it for you? One of the ways that ASLP actually came out of the superintendents coming together and saying we need something to support our sort of kids who are on the gifted side, because special ed doesn't fall in that. So we're doing special education, we're doing general education, but we're missing something for these kids. And that's where ASLP came. So we're always open to more ideas of how we can serve.
That's great.
But 50. I'm turning 50 this year too, so I keep joking that I know.
A big party.
I don't look a day over 30, whatever. No, the white hair tells you. But I keep joking, we're just going to keep partying the entire year and celebrating not only the awesome things we do, but the potential for what we can do.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. And you also, though, do continuing ed for teachers, right? Because I actually did twice, I think, maybe once. I did an improv class with teachers.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So yeah, we run a ton of professional development. I hope to run more, but one of our favorite events is All Cape Day, it's called. And it's generally the Friday before Indigenous Peoples Weekend in October. Most of the districts are off for professional development that day,
Right.
and they pool their resources, and we provide 35 opportunities for professional development
Right.
for teachers that don't always have good PD, like arts teachers, like music teachers, like PE.
My
world
husband's done it
languages.
many times.
Has he?
Yeah.
What's his field?
Art.
Oh,
He's an
okay.
artist.
Oh, I don't
right.
think I knew that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Troyanis.
Oh, Deb Troyanis. Yeah.
She's the one
So
who asked it.
she is a retired, she just retired from Mashpee Public
Yes, she
Schools
did,
as an art
yeah.
teacher, and she is our coordinator for the arts PD for
Yeah.
Oh, so that's awesome.
Then, yeah.
We'll have you guys come back sometime.
Yeah.
But yeah, that program, it's like a well-oiled machine at this point. It runs really well, but it provides it meets a need that the districts can't do on their own. So that's where we step in, and I'm very proud of that.
Oh, well, it was certainly so fun to do because the teachers were anxious about doing this, and I hope that they walked away with looking at their students when they say no to them. In other words, the students say no to them, a way of getting around that no without being negative to the kid. That's the whole idea.
And is that
yes?
Yep.
Yes. So you can take that no and turn it into a yes and. So yeah, so it was fun though. It was great that the teachers were all terrific. It was a big class then too.
So you've really been involved with the collaborative. You may not have realized it. Exactly.
No.
So you're part of us.
I know. Well, all I can say is it's a wonderful, wonderful program, and it was so fun to do. And my story from them is we decided we would have a name for our group. And they came up with the name, the Grandmas. Now, why would they do that, Dito? No. I was fine with it. Because it started with, they were always at the end of a little scene they were doing. It would be always like, well, I'm going to go kill my grandma. So that, they were just being kids. They were being 7th, 8th, and 9th graders, right? Yeah. Smarty 8th and 9th graders. And say, okay, well, what do you want to be called? So they all voted to be the grandmas. So then when we opened our show, they talked about how they were, why they became the grandmas. So it was very cute, very funny, and we all got a good laugh out of it. So, wonderful. And I am a grandma, so I don't care.
We're so glad.
Call me anything but late.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. We're so grateful to you for joining our team.
Looking forward to having you back next year.
Well,
absolutely.
As I'm upright, and my new knee will be over a year old though.
It'll be broken in.
I'll be broken in. Good. Anyway, great fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Continue doing what you're doing for the community.
We
really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Hope and Steve, what terrific people. And to think they're guiding our kids is just amazing. The work that they do across the board, from providing transportation to teaching kids that are challenged. It's just quite amazing. So anyway, I want to thank you today for joining me, and I'll catch you next time on another Cape Conversations.